So Democracy Now!, Amy Goodman, she had as one of her items President Trump uh, putting out a truth on Truth Social, talking about presidential executive privilege, presidential immunity from prosecution. Sounds like a weird topic, doesn't it? Sounds like he's guilty. But he's not president anymore, so why is he doing this? Well, he's been charged with, not with insurrection, but with
conspiracy to defraud the United States by knowingly spreading election lies, conspiracy to obstruct an official proceeding, attempt to obstruct an official proceeding, and conspiracy against rights of the American people to vote.
Never mind the fact that he told people to be peaceful and respect the police because they're the party of law and order. He sent out a tweet with that, and he also made a video of himself at the White House outside saying to be peaceful. But he's being charged, and so this whole immunity thing is going to be going before the Supreme Court. And so Amy Goodman had an expert from, I think, New York University, a woman who said, Donald Trump is telling you exactly who he is. He's telling you he's going to kill and jail his political opponents.
She is the author of a book on Mussolini, and she says the Trump rallies are radicalization sites.
What? Now, this is what he said. It was in all caps. He said, basically, it is essential for a president to have immunity in order to make decisions. Now, I don't have the whole thing memorized, but in order to make decisions about the country that might be controversial, or there's like a gray area, if they feel that they might be prosecuted, they're not going to be able to govern. Now, this seems like a very weird hill to die on, right? Like, oh, well, if you break the law, think about this, then you should be prosecuted no matter who you are. George W. Bush, the law, right? President Obama. They've all engaged in activity that has resulted in the drone striking and the killing with violent weaponry of our enemies, who we deem to be our enemies. Are they innocent? We have no idea. We just hear about this from afar. The media takes the government's word for it. Oh, yeah, we just killed the number 2 Al-Qaeda leader. Or we just bombed Yemen. Yeah, they're attacking our ships in the Gulf. Who knows at this point? With all of the untrustworthiness and the lies that have been exposed over the last 5 to 7 years, who knows whether those strikes, those drone strikes and all of that didn't result in any good for the country, that's for sure. Who knows if they were as innocent as they said as they appear to be. So why is he doing this? Well, I mean, really, if you look at it, all the previous presidents have put themselves out there with war crimes, frankly, in a way that Donald Trump has not. Now, he did send a strike against Qasem Soleimani, and it does seem more and more since then that was a good decision, that he was a big guy responsible for a lot of terrorism. However, I don't know that for a fact. I don't. I just think it is interesting because we really don't know at this point how this is all going to shake out. But we do know that when Trump when his taxes were finally released, every year of his taxes, there was nothing there. Yes, the media made a big deal out of certain things, but if you really look at it, there was nothing there. Nothing scandalous, no self-dealing, no influence peddling. Now, the emoluments situation is the left and the mainstream media have been making a big deal about emoluments, and as well as the minority party in Congress, Jerry Nadler and Jamie Raskin, talking about how when Trump was president, foreign governments used his hotels and paid for hotel rooms and accommodations during various events, whether connected to Washington or the federal government or not, that Trump had profited from these payments to his hotel properties. And I think that a lot of this is because there has been actual, real, credible evidence out about Joe Biden and the influence peddling of his son, which came out even before the 2020 election, but was falsely claimed to be Russian disinformation. Remember all of the current and former intelligence officials who signed a letter saying that the release of the evidence on Hunter Biden's laptop had, and I quote, had all of the hallmarks of Russian disinformation. So we can't prove that it's Russian disinformation, but it has all the hallmarks. Oh, yeah. And people discounted it because of that, and they trusted the government. And then it turns out that all of this evidence was real and very troubling, much more troubling than any idea that, I have a hotel property and this is, some people who are involved in doing business with the government have been staying at these hotels. Okay. Personally, I think he should have divested when he first took office, but instead he turned the business over to his sons. But, I hate whataboutism, but I think, look at Don Jr. and Eric Trump. When they were subpoenaed by Congress, they showed up, they testified. I think Don Jr. testified like maybe, 12 times or something in the course of the Russia investigation. So this is a really difficult time. All I can say is I think more will be revealed, and I think that if we go on the track record of the lies by mainstream media, those who've been in power forever, the establishment, the uniparty, those who pal around with each other after they get out of office and out of the Oval Office, those people, if we look at all of their lies and all of their potential crimes, which have been suppressed and hidden and covered up, the American people are no longer trusting them and no longer trusting the media. And so, while it might be strange that Trump is fighting for presidential immunity, I do think there's a bigger agenda here as far as exposing the actual crimes of basically mass murder by other presidents in the theater of war and not in the theater of war, not authorized by Congress, but just unilateral strikes like what just is happening in Yemen. There's so much that we don't know, that we're not told. And even before any of this happened, before Donald Trump ever, came down the escalator and ran for office, I remember reading the New York Times and the Washington Post. I still believed a lot of it, but I thought, wow, there are an awful lot of anonymous sources here. Basically, every major development that we hear about, and this was during the Obama years, is given to us and presented to us by an unnamed source close to the situation or familiar with the matter. I could see once or twice, that happening maybe a small percentage of the time, but for every major situation and for every major development in the news, for it to be always an unnamed source, that's very troubling. I talked about the intelligence community yesterday in my live video yesterday, and I would encourage you to go back and watch that from January 18th. So happy Friday. I am at work, And I hope that you have a wonderful day. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments. And above all, keep calm and share complete facts. See you soon.